Suburbicon is directed by George Clooney and is written by the Coen brothers and stars Matt Damon, Julianne Moore, and Oscar Isaac. The movie is set in 1950s suburbia in a town called Suburbicon, where new neighbors of the African-American race move in, and this causes some unrest among the all-white Suburbicon community, which leads to some riots. While this is happening, Matt Damon here plays a family man whose world is shaken when some mobsters invade his house and kill his wife. And during the rest of the film, we see this whole case unravel. So I was actually pretty excited for Suburbicon. George Clooney, he's had some movies where he's directed and they've been pretty good. It's set in the 1950s and I love social satires. This movie also looked like it was going to have a lot of dark humor, be a funny movie while also being very gritty. And when seeing the trailer, it made me think Matt Damon was going to be this killer protecting his family. The trailer for this film was really top notch. It's one of my favorites of the year, but this movie follows what many movies have done before, and that is it's not anything like the trailer. The trailer makes you think that Matt Damon is going to be this guy who's protecting his family from these mobsters and going on a killing spree, but in reality, Matt Damon is actually nothing like that. In fact, I actually hated his character in this movie. Something the trailer did good was make it seem like the movie was going to focus on Matt Damon's character, and it does for the majority, but there's also the side plot, which thankfully the trailer cuts out, but it's also not good because there is a side plot of the African-American family moving in, and the whole white neighborhood is angry by this, and they start riots, and I did not understand why that was even in the film. In fact, that entire plot was extremely unnecessary. I guess it provided the movie with racial commentary, but at the same time felt completely out of left field, and every time it was on the screen, I was so confused and bored. The movie for the majority is that plot, but there's some twists and turns that made me very much dislike some characters and maybe also very disappointed, which also caused this movie to be one giant mess of a bunch of different subplots. And the big plot here has some flaws as well as being very stupid. This movie's plot is one of the dumbest I've seen this entire year. Man, I really wish that trailer wasn't lying to us. And because this movie has a lot of dark humor provided throughout, the tones here are very uneven. Sometimes you don't know when to laugh, and sometimes you don't know when they're trying to be serious. A lot of times in the crowd, people were laughing, and I'm like, is that supposed to be funny? I couldn't tell you. And that just made me think, what was the point of this movie? Coming out of the theater, I was just so confused. I had no idea what the Coen brothers and George Clooney were trying to say about this movie and what the whole movie was just about in general. You could have at least made this movie a little bit more funny. Yeah, I chuckled a couple of times, but for the majority, this movie was not that funny. And as I said earlier, Matt Damon, I did not like his character here at all. In fact, I hated him, and that's one big problem I have with this film. There were barely any likable characters. So this movie definitely missed a lot of points to me, and coming out of the theater, I was disappointed, but there were some things that I enjoyed. I really liked the setting of this movie. It reminded me of Edward Scissorhands in the neighborhood that movie took place in. That was kind of cool, I thought. And everybody in this movie was really good. Matt Damon, of course, gives another good performance, as well as Julianne Moore. And the child actor in this movie, Noah Jupe, that kid definitely stole the movie here. I thought he gave the best performance out of all the group. And the ideas of this movie, I thought they had plenty of good ideas, and some of the things they had on screen I liked, but when the movie started going in a certain direction, it fell apart for me and became one giant mess. And that's why Suburbicon was such a disappointment for me. I was hoping this would just be a straight revenge film from Matt Damon while also having a lot of dark humor, and to be this movie that's a social satire, as well as being a movie that's just a good time, but at the end of the day, I thought this movie was a waste of my own time. I'm going to give Suburbicon a 47%. George Clooney and the Coen brothers did not hit on this one, which was definitely disappointing and one of the most disappointing movies of the year for me so far. I really thought this movie actually had some Oscar-worthy potential, but I was far wrong from that. Have you guys seen Suburbicon? If you have, let me know down below in the comment section if you agree or disagree with my opinion on it. So I have a bit of a dilemma. The movie theater here on campus does not show all the movies that come out during the weekend. In fact, the one movie that is not playing here that I wanted to see so badly is Thank You for Your Service, but I'm hoping to see that movie sometime later this week and get a review up for you guys. I love Miles Teller, so I'm looking forward to seeing that one. If you're new to my channel, click that subscribe button and follow me on Twitter at SvenSolely and follow me on Snapchat at SvenMovies. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.